Good morning to the Ring of Power. Good morning to the rising sun. You can't see it here. I am in Colombia in a little hostel, and one cannot go out here. It's too dangerous to go alone in a spirit place in the mountains. So I'm here in this beautiful place, surrounded from plants, with my meditation around the question, what is life, what is death? And in Tamara, we are celebrating today the Ancestors' Day. The Ancestors' Day is a day where we, in meditation, in prayer, connect with all the ones who are close to our hearts, who passed already this life, and who are now where. What is death about? Is it all over? Does it go on? And the Ancestors' Day is always a very beautiful celebration day, where we can connect with the spirit of life, and then we will discover that life and death are a polar system which is connected very close, and we cannot close our hearts towards death. Then we die and stay in a death modus. But if we embrace death, something beautiful will appear. And in this sense, I feel at the moment, when I'm here now in Colombia, we arrived, and there in the streets were a big demonstration where people were shouting against Petro, the new president of this land. And I felt it like a hypnosis over humanity, where we are still wanting to, we are attached to a life, a vision of life, and are not ready for the new. And this is a collective wanting to die. There is a collective unconscious way of relating to the death, but in fear. And on the other side, I see such a strong power. Also here in the land, we met beautiful people who are really, really working for life, for resurrection, for a new system of life. And it's very touching to meet these people, in which kind of power and in which kind of fearlessness they are acting. And so I feel we as humanity are in this deep, deep shift, facing death without fear and being midwives towards the real power of life. I want to bring in one thing. It came in my meditation this morning when I was around 15 years old, and I discovered the system and the death and the violence and this life. I thought, oh, love doesn't exist. It's all an illusion. And I was very, very depressed, and I felt, no, I don't want to live. And I bought me some medicine to take it and to die. When I look to it now, I feel I never really wanted to die. It was a process, an inner process my soul had to go through. And I took this, and then I noticed, wow, suddenly I threw it all out, because I discovered life. Life is such a beautiful power, and if I can die now, then I can take the next 40 years to really figure out what is life about. And my life changed a lot from this day. And so I feel that we have to discover, to overcome the fear of death, and really open our hearts to compassion, to all the injustice, what happened because people wanted to protect their system and did not take care for the suffering on the other side. And if we open our hearts for this, and if we open our heart for the life power, then we will find guidance. Then we will find the guidance towards life. And I was in contact with many people. I processed people who were passing over in the community. We did not exclude the part of death. We really faced it. And if you face this path and are close to the people, I always feel it nearly like accompanying a birth. You feel that the person is changing a dimension. But it's a very, very lifeful process, full of life. And then, where do they go? And you feel that the soul goes a direction towards light and has its own process. Life goes on. And then we can connect and support these souls in our prayers that they really can go to the light. I think there are a lot of lost souls at the moment who need our support in prayers, in consciousness. Yes, in this sense, I feel maybe in a very, very deep meditation you will see that life is nothing else than always changing. A big system of changing, changing, changing. Nothing is more sustainable than change. And often our fear is connected that we want to stay in the energy where we are, and that we are attached to our worldview, and there we are in a collective process, that we leave this part behind and that we open our souls for the change which wants to happen inside of us and inside of the world, and then we can be midwives and full of compassion to life, and life will guide us. So I don't want to forget to remind you that you are all invited to take part in the Global Grace Day at the 9th of November, and at the 2nd of November we will have a webinar where we will speak a bit more intimate about the Grace Day, and you can participate at your places if you wish, from sunrise till the afternoon, to connect with this process of life and with the process of real non-violent movements which want to stay and want to speak for life and not for death, but to include the process of death. So I wish all of us a blessed week, and I'm looking forward to my journey to Apartado, which will happen on the 3rd of November. We will visit the peace community there. Warm greetings, and warm greetings to all peace workers on this globe. Let's stay for life and raise our voices for invisible and visible beings, that life can survive. Thank you and Amen.